represents the land of the free and the home of the brave. The other of which exhorts us as Kentuckians to remember to be united. United we stand, divided we fall. This is my challenge to you tonight. At this point, I'm guessing 4 days out, you probably know a fair enough bit about each of us. I'll touch briefly on some of my qualifications in a moment. But I would challenge you, please, to reach deep within yourself. Ask yourself, how badly do you want a better Kentucky? Because I'm guessing you're here in some measure because you want a better Kentucky. How badly do you want a better Kentucky? Because I want Scott County to set the example. We won't see 20% turnout in this race. Shame on us. Shame on us collectively that not 2 out of 10 Kentuckians will even bother to come out to the vote. And yet 1.5 million Americans have died in uniform in defense of what that flag represents. 1.5 million of our fellow Americans have died in uniform. We owe them to honor that legacy, to take upon ourselves what is a right, what is a privilege, and what frankly is our obligation, our civic duty, and our responsibility to that legacy, to come out and vote. There's guys that I served with that are dead, whose kids are growing up without a dad. For what? For us to stay home? And it's not good enough that just we turn out to vote. I'm sure you all will vote. You're here tonight. You care enough to be here, you'll vote. But I'm begging you, talk to 1, 3, 5, 10, 20 other people. Talk to people at church this weekend. Talk to people at work on Monday. Talk to people via Facebook, email, phone call, whatever medium you use. For those of you that tweet them. But I'll tell you, talk to people on Monday. Encourage them to come out the next day. We owe that to Kentucky. Let Scott County set the example. I'd love to see Scott County be the highest percentage turnout of any county in this state. I'm a guy that grew up in a simple way. I grew up in the country, second of 6 kids, a very rural life. I grew up below the poverty level. I'm the only one in this race on either side that grew up below the poverty level. I have truly lived the American dream, and I've been blessed for that. Grew up raising crops, raising animals, but I've been the CEO of large corporations. I own all or part of 10 different companies. I employ dozens and dozens of people. I've created more jobs in the private sector than every other candidate in this race combined. I say this just as a matter of fact because I don't speak about these things hypothetically. I speak about these things from absolute experience. This is what I do. This is what I am doing even now. I'm married and I have 9 children, which I think most of you may realize. If you don't, you may be shocked at that number. We cheated a little bit. We had 5. We adopted 4 more. But we truly are blessed. We are a blessed family. But I'll tell you, it is because of my children, it is because of my employees, it is because I served 4 years on active duty as a U.S. Army officer. It is in honor of those experiences in my life that I find myself running for governor. I'm running for governor because I know for a fact we can be a greater version of who we are. We can be a greater version of who we are in Kentucky because we are blessed with resources, a confluence of rivers and roadways, with resources like coal and timber, with a demographic, geographically located, 4 seasons, none too extreme. We are blessed with extraordinary things, and we must capitalize on these things. We could be a magnet for America. Why should our young people go to Tennessee and Texas and South Carolina? Why should the employers go to Tennessee and Texas and South Carolina? Why not Kentucky? Why not Kentucky?